New at 7, are you thinking about opening up your home for Airbnb rentals? Well, one expert says know the rules about squatting before getting yourself caught in a losing game. We want to bring in global real estate advisor Christian Ross to share some tips. Christian, welcome.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm glad to have you on because I know two people who are considering this right now. So before we get into the warning signs, the red flags, where should people start if they want to rent out their home as an Airbnb?
So if you want to rent out your home as an Airbnb, look first of all at your competition. Look and see what the rates are and make sure you're positioning yourself well. You definitely don't want to be underpriced because I feel that does sometimes invite those that may be trying to take advantage.
And before you lay out that welcome mat, how should you go about checking would-be guests? What resources are out there?
So if you're going through a platform like Airbnb or VRBO, they have their own, but I always say, go ahead, pay the extra money. It's generally $15 to $30 per person for that background check. You can use a service like Vetty or Checker. There's a ton of them, but that way they are checking civil complaints. And that's what you want to check. You want to see if someone has filed a civil lawsuit against this person, as it is not a trespassing violation and it will not have a criminal offense on their record.
And does that go for any length of time?
Yes, it will go, usually it's around 10 years.
Okay, got it. So what are the warning signs?
You know, I feel like intuition is definitely a warning sign when you ask certain questions. Why are you going to be using the property? Maybe they say family vacation. Great. Just dig a little further and do that Google search. That'll be your first line of defense, really, before you even commit at all any further. And if they decide they may want to stay a little longer, make sure you keep whatever agreement you have on the platform that you're using. Do not go solo.
You say a little longer. How long is too long? Because I'm thinking that could be a red flag too. What are we talking about in terms of the length of stay you should consider?
So a lot of times people are staying a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe someone's coming from abroad or from a different city for work and they're staying, you know, maybe a month. But once people start saying, hey, can I stay an additional month or can I stay an additional 2 weeks? You know, that should cause a little bit of a red flag. Situations definitely happen, like if someone's in town for a funeral, but go a bit further and check. And I think having that initial background check as well included with their, and letting them know up front in the listing that, hey, we're going to do a background check. That'll help weed some people out too. I
read up on evictions, if it comes to that, right? They just won't leave. And I understand that you have an unauthorized occupant and then a holdover tenant. Can you explain the differences between the two and what the law says?
Yes. So the unauthorized occupant is for people who are staying less than a month. Either way, if they're an unauthorized occupant or a holdover tenant where it's over a month, they still would have to go through the eviction process. And that's what's just frustrating for anyone who's an owner who just wanted to make a little extra money, rent their place.
Yeah, you certainly want to get them out quickly and safely. We want to hit safely hard as possible, depending on who you're dealing with. Would you say this new change that Airbnb has made in terms of banning parties will make more people interested in getting into this?
You know, it's hard. I would hope so, because it's a great way to make additional money, maybe pay off your kids' college or invest. But at the same time, people are always, if we know something about human nature, is that they're always going to find a workaround. So, you know, you have to make sure you have the stomach for people leaving things, people trashing your property, or just doing some other damage, unfortunately.
You said it. Know before you go into this and always trust your intuition. I try to live by that each and every day. Thank you so much. This was helpful advice. I think that will give people more to think about before they step into Airbnb rentals or any rentals for that matter.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much. Christian Ross.